privilege with the presence of the following honor guards: Portland Police Highland Guard, the VFW Three Rivers Post 1324 Honor Guard, and the combined honor guards of Clackamas County Sheriff's Office, the Oregon City Police Department, Clackamas County Fire Department, and Lake Oswego Police Departments.
Ivers. Yeah, we made it. That's true. It's true, Jane.
And remain standing for the National Anthem as sung by Oregon State Representative Mark Mead.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
That's nice. Let me go over here real quick and try and get a better angle with the sunlight.
I'd like to thank Representative Meade. Thank you, sir. So I'm pleased to welcome our dignitaries and honored guests.
Hey, battery.
Oregon State Representative, Mr. Mark Meek. Thank you, sir. Oregon City Mayor, Dan Halliday. Clackamas County Commissioner, Sonia Fisher. Oregon City Commissioner, Frank O'Donnell. Oregon City Commissioner, Rocky Smith. Gladstone Council Member, Matt Tracy. Clackamas Fire District 1 Chief, Fred Charlton. And United States Secret Service Resident Agent in Charge, Justin Bourne. And I'd also like to thank Scout Troop 220 for their assistance today. Honor Guard, present the wreath. Be seated, please. Thank you.
Welcome, Katie. You're welcome.
So as I stated earlier, this program is designed to focus on our law enforcement brothers and sisters, those people who put their lives on the line every day, protecting and defending our communities. Our first remembrance is September 11th, 2001, the Twin Towers in New York City, Shanksville, PA, and the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. To share this vignette, Resident Agent in Charge Justin R. Bourne from the Portland Resident Office of the U.S. Secret Service.
Thank you, JJ. In our great nation, we are fortunate that we have a tradition of generations of Americans who have proudly served and sacrificed in the military, law enforcement, fire departments, and emergency medical services. This year, we honor our law enforcement agencies and the courageous men and women who risk their lives daily to keep us safe. As we watched with horror on that September morning in 2001, we were shocked and outraged to contemplate the heartbreaking and mind-numbing deaths and injuries that would be a result of those attacks. More than 2,900 citizens, 343 FDNY firefighters, 60 NYPD and Port Authority police officers, 72 law enforcement officers from 10 different agencies, and 8 private emergency medical personnel perished on that day. Over 6,000 people were injured and 265 passengers and crew members were lost from the plane attacks. At the Pentagon, the losses totaled almost 200 civilian and military personnel. Since that time, more officers have died from illnesses associated with the hazardous conditions at Ground Zero than those that perished that day. Additionally, an estimated 1,140 rescue workers have since been diagnosed with cancer or illnesses associated with the hazardous conditions at the 9/11 site. On September 9th, 2005, President George W. Bush awarded the 9/11 Heroes Medal of Valor to all the public safety officers killed on September 11th, 2001. I'm going to go off script here for a second. Today is a very personal day for me. I was in 7 World Trade Center in New York on September 11th, 2001 at the start of the attacks. And I witnessed some of the horrific things that happened in New York on that day. I would like to take a moment to remember one of our employees from the Secret Service, Master Special Officer Craig J. Miller of East Bridgewater, Massachusetts, who perished on that day. Master Special Officer Miller gave the ultimate sacrifice, and he will not be forgotten. Thank you.
And now we remember NYPD Officer William Billy Leahy and NYPD Detective Louis Alvarez. Shannon for our VFW Post 1324.
This past June, NYPD Officer William Leahy, age 49, and NYPD Detective Luis Alvarez, age 53, lost their lives to cancer attributed to their months-long search and recovery efforts during 2001 at the World Trade Center site. Alvarez was with the NYPD for 20 years, retiring in 2010. A passionate voice for the Victims' Compensation Bill for 9/11 first responders, he testified before Congress only days prior to his death. He was described as an incredible guy and a true American hero. William Leahy, a 27-year law enforcement veteran, worked for the New York Port Authority and New Jersey Police Department, where he was assigned to the Marine, Cargo, and Heavy Weapons Unit. He also worked with the Plainclothes Unit at Kennedy Airport. Described by his friends and family as a straight-up John Wayne type of guy, he was also caring, funny, and loyal. One of his co-workers said he didn't view himself as a hero in any way. He was a very modest guy. We remember all the victims of 9/11 and NYPD officers Luis Alvarez and William Leahy for their bravery.
Oregon City Police Officer Robert A. Libke, November 4th, 2013, Oregon City. Captain William Clerk.
Thank you. Oregon City Reserve Police Officer Robert Libke, age 41, proudly served with the Oregon City community for 4 years. On November 3rd, 2013, Officer Libke was one of the first responders to a house fire on Lynn Avenue. Officer Libke was confronted by the homeowner, who was armed with a gun. When ordered to drop the gun, the subject opened fire, striking Officer Libke. In critical condition, Officer Libke was transported to Legacy Manual Hospital, where he passed away the following day, November 4th, 2013. We're in the process of building a new police station right down the street from here. And to honor Officer Libke, it'll be named the Robert Libke Public Safety Building, so it'll never be forgotten. Thank you.
We remember Gladstone Police Officer Lee Gilliam. Chief John Sherber, Gladstone PD.
Good evening. It's with great pride tonight that we're here to acknowledge all the participants, along with recognizing the men and women who have sacrificed so much on 9/11. It's my privilege to recognize Detective Lee Gilliam from the Gladstone Police Department for his bravery. On March 23rd, 2018, Officer Gilliam was the first and only officer to respond to the scene of a domestic disturbance involving his son, who had badly beaten his mother, trying to kill her. Officer Gilliam, with his handgun drawn, approached the house alone and confronted the suspect, where he encountered a hostage situation with the mother being held as a human shield. Officer Gilliam managed to talk the suspect into releasing the mother, but then the suspect refused to follow verbal commands. Officer Gilliam employed his taser, which subsequently became ineffective. He then quickly determined that the suspect was in an altered mental state and decided to use his skills in defensive tactics to bring the suspect under control, eventually managing to handcuff him. The suspect was charged with attempted murder, and the Gladstone Police Department awarded Officer Gilliam the Medal of Valor for his courage in risking his life in a situation that could have resulted in severe injuries or loss of life. His brave actions in such dangerous and unpredictable hostage situations saved lives that day. We honor Gladstone Police, now Detective Lee Gilliam, for his bravery.
Illinois State Trooper Brooke Jones, story. March 28th, 2019. Officer Mike Day.
Law enforcement officers can lose their lives during the most ordinary of work situations. Trooper Brooke Jones' story, a 34-year-old, 12-year veteran of the Illinois State Police, was conducting a traffic stop on Illinois SR 20 when she lost her life. She had pulled over a truck and was inspecting it on the side of the road when another semi-trailer struck her along with her squad car and the truck she had stopped. Both trucks burst into flames. The truck's operator was charged with reckless driving. Those who knew Trooper Jones' story described her as strong, kind, and dedicated to serving and protecting others. Her family remembered her as a strong woman who had a passion for service. We remember Illinois State Trooper Jones' story, and we thank her for her service.
Clackamas County Sheriff's Deputy Robert Cordova, November 15th, 2016 in Happy Valley, Oregon. Under Sheriff Angela Brandenburg.
On November 15th, 2016, while on patrol, Deputy Cordova and a civilian ride-along, Trevor Wolf, responded to an injury report of a pedestrian lying in the roadway. It was later determined that the individual, Stephen Wilson, was high in methamphetamines and had a history of mental illness. When Deputy Cordova started asking him questions, Wilson became agitated and grabbed Cordova's gun from its holster. What followed was a fight for control of the gun while Cordova was stabbing Wilson and the gun was being fired. Cordova's ride-along, Trevor Wolf, became involved, as well as a passerby, Alistair Duffin, who rushed in to help. During this life-threatening struggle, Cordova sustained 2 gunshot wounds to his right leg and shrapnel damage to his left leg. Wilson was also wounded. Clackamas County Sheriff's Office Sheriff Craig Roberts presented Deputy Cordova with the department's Purple Heart and Medal of Valor. Our 2 citizens who bravely rushed in to help, Wolf and Duffin, were also presented with the Sheriff's Office Distinguished Service Awards. We honor Deputy Cordova for his bravery.
Oregon State Police Trooper Nicholas Cedarberg, December 25th, 2016. Captain Tim Fox from the Oregon State Police.
Thank you for the honor of being here. On December 25th, 2016 at 10:15 p.m., police were dispatched to the home in King City after receiving a report of gunshots. When they arrived, police found a woman dead and the suspect had fled. On that night, Trooper Nicholas Cedarberg gave chase, as well as other officers, and a close quarters gun battle ensued. Excuse me. Which ended with the death of the suspect. But during the confrontation, Trooper Cedarberg was shot 13 times, and he's here with us today. Several of those bullets were stopped by his bulletproof vest, but others were not. He's a U.S. Army veteran and was at that time a 7-year veteran with the Oregon State Police, and now he is a senior trooper with the state police. On May 22nd of this year, Nick was given the highest honor in Washington, D.C. by the President of the United States when he was awarded the highest National Award for Public Safety, Medal of Valor. It's not necessarily what happened that night that makes Nick a hero, it's what he's done since then. He's been in a struggle ever since then, and I, for one, am proud of him, and I'm proud to stand up here and talk about it. Thank
you. Now please enjoy a rendition of America the Beautiful by the Oregon City High School Band under the direction of Dana Henson.
I'm doing very good, William. Thank you.
Thank you,
again,
Dana and the
J.O.
band. Great job. Please stand for the playing of taps and a rifle salute by the VFW Honor Guard. Remain standing for the retiring of the colors by the Junior ROTC of the Oregon City High School. ROTC, retire to colors.
Thank you, Battery.
Halt. Inward. Face. Flip back to retire to colors. Retire. Colors. Left. Face. Mark time. March. Forward. March. Thank you, everyone. You can be seated. So, just some final thoughts. As we retire for our evening activities with friends and family, let us ever be mindful of those who every day, in the course of their duties, endure disrespectful jibes and physical assaults, sacrifice time with their families and friends, and literally put their lives ahead of ours to ensure we live in a relatively safe and orderly society. Police, like any other profession, have an understanding among each other for what they do and what they go through on a daily basis. The thin blue line demonstrates support for each other in a tough job. It's an encouragement to stand on that line together in service of others. The line holds the frontier between chaos and civilian life, between crime and the American dream. I thank each and every one of you for your commitment, and God bless you and your families who live that commitment with you. Before we wrap things up for the evening, the Oregon City Patriot Day Committee would like to thank the founder and CEO of Benchmade Knives, Mr. Les Diasas, for his support and recognition of our honorees. And would all of our honorees please come up to the podium afterwards to meet Mr. Diasas and Mr. Greg Hall from Benchmade Knives. I want to thank all of you for coming out today, taking time out of your schedules. It's very important to all of us that put this on. It's a labor of love, and I appreciate it very much on behalf of the Patriot Day Committee. Thanks for coming, and may God bless and keep you and your families. Thank you very much. And now, Gordon Convoy will lead us out.
He's dipping.
Have a great evening.
Thank you, that's cool. Nice little ceremony, I'd say.
This is a Cinema production.
Hot dogs all on the grill, mustard sitting on the windowsill, green tracksuit freshly pressed. PortlandAndy is looking his best. He got classic yellow and caramelized, and a little bit of Scott Storch's eyes. Shout out to all the heroes, getting donated all the ones and zeros. PortlandAndy, can you get the gist? He's a modern day adventurist, a manly man, he's got thick wrists. He could easily beat you up. And PortlandAndy's come so far, from a 3 Andy to a movie star. He is out there fighting Antifa, and I'm proud to call him my bro. He's a PortlandAndy, and that's all I know. He is out here running the show. It's his world and we're all just living in it. I'm coming to Portland to kick it. Yeah. What would you do if a man came up to you and said, would you like to shake my hand? I'm trying to get 1,000 handshakes. What would you do? Is that real or is that fake? Nah, I know a guy. His name is PortlandAndy. Do not confuse